Hi, I wanted to share what's going on in the city of Tulare by the people that are supposed to protect and serve. Here's a police report from the Tulare Police Department dated 11/20 of 2013. Now, if you notice, here we go. It says, I responded to 659 Dikram regarding a CC issue. Upon arrival, I contact RP Marion Korea, who told me her son-in-law is accusing her of kidnapping. However, RPO Miss Korea provided a court order that showed she is the guardian of both children. And at approximately 4100 hours, I contacted Jack Borders, who told me he was the legal guardian of his children. However, Jack Borders was only able to provide a notarized notice of revocation of power of attorney. I provided Jack Borders with information regarding CC's issues, in which he became irate and no longer cooperative. This is for documentation use only. Well, the reason I became irate and no longer cooperative is because I was demanding to see a court order. Now, if you notice right here where it says hold, this report was never supposed to get out. Okay? Now let's go over here and look at it some more. Right here, the lady, Korea Marion. Please notice how the name is spelled. Now let's go down to the next one. Now it's totally different. Instead of Mary Ann, you got Marion. Okay, so that's two different aliases. We have one date up here of 11/20 of 2013. You go down here, and please notice you got another date, 2/4/14. It says controlled document, do not duplicate. Okay, so the officer Franco that gave this out knew that she wasn't allowed to give it out, or he or whoever he is wasn't allowed to get this information out. You know, it says right on it, do not duplicate, seeing that it's involving my children. Okay, so let's go over here now. And by the way, I never gave anybody from the Tulare Police Department any permission to give out any of my personal information. If we go over here and we look, we got 7/1 of 2014 for $1. And if you notice, I had to pay for it. This is a receipt for my so-called court orders. Okay. Well, look, let's take a look at her court orders now that she so-called had. Okay. If you notice right here how the name's spelled, Marion. Okay. And if you look back here, it's talking about banks, financial institutions. Okay. And let's go down here. Oh wait, look, there's no seal on it at all. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Oh look, here's the next one with no seal at all. And if you notice also, she spelled her name wrong again. And then we come over here, and if you please notice, same document where she spelled her name wrong. But if you notice, you see this coffee stain right here. This is a double-sided document. It's the original document from the court that I had to pay for, which my receipt proves. Okay. Now let's go over here. This is my docket of what happened in my case. Okay. Now if you look right here, the only thing in the month of 10 is 10/11 of 2013. Okay. The police didn't know I had that. Okay. So obviously that officer Trevino made a false police report knowingly. He authored it. He entered it in the computer, and after he did that, anywhere I would go in Tulare County, nobody wants to hear me, nobody wants to help me. Now, if you notice, I made a citizen's complaint about the Tulare Police Department. Okay, I made some very serious allegations: conspiracy to commit fraud and kidnapping, false police report, and ID theft. Since it's fraud, there's no time limit. And then you notice the date over here, 2/18 of 2015. Now if you notice, like, even on this, it even says that somewhere on here it says that it is against the law to make a false police complaint. Right here. Here we go. A misdemeanor charge. Okay. Right here. If you make a complaint against an officer knowing that it is false, you can be prosecuted on a misdemeanor charge. Section blah blah blah, the penal code. Okay. That was on, let's see, what was the date again? 2/18 of 2015. Let's see, we are now into July. Here's the response to my police report. Okay. To a dear Mr. Johnson. Well, my last name is Borders. Okay. Anyways, it just says they're advisory board and it's above their scope, whatever. Okay, because they can just advise the police what to do anyways. So, it says right here, your complaint has been returned to the police department for investigation and report to the chief of police. You will be notified in writing by the police chief regarding the disposition of your complaint. Okay, well, I never received that writing. I never have received a letter to my complaint, a final determination. Nobody will call me back. Everybody just wants to ignore me. Okay? So, I mean, this lady's crazy. Let's see here. Let's go over here now. Let's keep going. Okay. So now, I took my letters of guardianship, and I took them, I made single-sided copies of them. So, you know, and I sent them to Tulare PD in an attempt, if you notice the back of it's blank, in an attempt to go get my children. Okay? Once I faxed those orders down there, 2 days later in the mail, I received, or probably about 4 days later, I would say, I receive a letter from a so-called attorney, Cliff Webb, and inside it is a fraudulent restraining order with hold on, had the fraudulent restraining order with my letters of guardianship inside attached to it. Now, if you'll notice, all of a sudden these letters are sealed. Okay, but look at the date, October 22nd. Okay, now we go over to the next one. Next one's sealed too, same exact way, October 22nd. Okay, and supposedly signed by a clerk, which at that time is impossible because, as you know, you've seen the court docket right here that shows the only thing in the month of 10 was on 10/11. Okay, so obviously that's false orders of guardianship right there, which is perpetrated. And then on the bottom of the paperwork on these letters of guardianship that I sent down there, if you notice, Marion Soares, Korea. Okay, but if you look over here at the very bottom, look where they messed up. There's my mark I put on my documents, but look at the date, July 8, 2014, 8:10 p.m. Brazil litigation support. So the Tulare Police Department took my orders, here's another one, sent them down to Brazil litigation, who forged the documents and the court seals, and this lady has my children. She is not a parent. She has no right. They're even forging judges' signatures, if you notice, right here. Judge Brett Hillman. Okay? We can go over here. Look, here's the same signature. That's quite a big difference, I think. Okay? I've sent the Tulare city manager certified letters, demand letters. Okay? And I've requested him call me numerous times. He will not call me. I get hanged up on down there. Okay? There's let's see, I've sent many of letters to the Tulare Police Department due to their hiding under color of law. And here's the certified receipts. Okay, now let's go over here. And we got more. And here's the complaint that I filed against the Tulare Police Department. You know, making the following allegations. Now look, here's that letter I was telling you about from the Cliff Webb attorney. I got a hold of that attorney. They actually used a real attorney's name. And if you notice, look right here at the postmark date on it is July 10th at July 10, 2014. And it's from a Santa Clarita. And it is addressed to me. So there's some mail fraud, wire fraud, right? Okay. So as you can see, the Tulare Police Department is abusing its citizens. It is filing false paperwork. Here's a response when I asked for an investigation earlier this year, even after right before I filed my police complaint. Okay. This is an email that I received from on January 15th, 2015 at 10:06 a.m. Lawrence Brookshire, who's the captain at the Tulare Police Department, right, wrote, after a review of your email and having been informed of your prior contact with our officers, I would direct you to the Family Court Division of the Tulare County Courthouse in Visalia. Please let me know if I can be of further assistance. Why do I need to go to court? This lady doesn't have a court order for my children. These officials can't call me back. This corruption is outrageous. This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen. This officer and this department are going out of their way to wrongly deprive the parents of their children. You know, wrongly depriving us of the custody of our children. When we are the lawful guardians, we are the lawful custodians. This lady has no right at all. So, anyways, I hope this can help people out there, and good luck. Thank you.